Hey guys, it's Cauliflower. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you guys are back, as I am today, for who knows how long, temporarily, or maybe we're just gonna see how it goes. But yes, I have been gone again for a couple of weeks, it seems like, or probably even a month. But if you can hear this, like almost like this droning going on inside of this wonderful geyser right here, I've been sick. I have been sick now for the better part of 2.5 months. I'm probably in the last stages of it, but it is clinging on so tightly. It does not want to let me go. I don't know why. I've been on everything under the sun. I have drained my nostrils so many times. But anyway, this is my favorites and fails of my recently hauled favorites and fails. I used to do this a lot back in the last few years, and then I stopped doing them because I wasn't hauling as much, or I wasn't really doing many favorite videos or what have you. So in lieu of doing January favorites, because I've had some of these products for a while, some of them are sort of new, and then some of them are kind of in between, like maybe leftover 2019 into 2020. So we're going to get started. And the categories are going to go like this. It's going to go from my favorites, meh, to complete fail. And I have some on each of them. So let's start with this, the facial stuff. I haven't been really switching things off as much lately because I have been using my CeraVe hydrating cleanser. I just live by that CeraVe cleanser. And since I've been watching more about skincare and getting myself more informed about it, I kind of been changing up my routines and kind of bringing in products and phasing out products. So what I have been doing is double cleansing in lieu of using makeup wipes. And every now and again I do use micellar water, but what I have been using again, because I feel like I started doing this on my channel and then I stopped doing this, and I think I used this particular product, but I brought it back again, and I got this in an Ulta favorites, a skincare favorites, over the course of January. And this is the DHC Deep Cleansing Oil. Now this stuff, honestly, it's like, this is a tiny bottle. I have been using it quite a long time. I just put a few drops in my hand and a little bit of water and just put it on my face, and I let it sit there, and the makeup just comes off so easily and so nicely. And then I follow it up with my cleanser, and it's all gone, and it's all good. It's all good. And then I go into my serums and all of my stuff, and as you guys know, I'm big on The Ordinary, but I've been incorporating a few more newer things as I've been trying out new skincare. And I think I talked about this last month, but I'm going to bring it out again because it's that good. And it is from High, which I got this at the Ipsy Live event. This is their High Expectation Cannabis oil, facial oil. And I love this stuff because there are some times that I do forget to use a moisturizer, or actually kind of works double. It's used as a moisturizer, or I can use it as a primer for my makeup. It makes everything look so nice and dewy and fresh, and I kind of like the scent of it. I didn't think I would because of the whole fact that there is 32, oh no, yeah. It says about 32% cannabis oil, so I was kind of afraid it was going to smell like, let's put it out there, I was going to smell like Cheech and Chong. But I really, really like this. I love the effects it has on my skin. My skin has been a lot dewier, a lot softer, and I use it almost every time I put on makeup. And sometimes I use it at night as well. And there's been a new one that I brought in to this whole mix. This is from a company called I Do Care. Now, I know my friend, Miss Nikki Murphy, hi Nikki, who is back. She talked about this company, and I know there was some other products she might have mentioned, but I had bought a kit on Amazon, I think about a month or two ago. And one of the reasons I bought it, it was because this was included. This is called the Bright Side Up. And this is their Brightening Vitamin C Serum, which I have been using with all of my Ordinary products, which I have been liking. It's been about a month now. I can't really go into everything I think it's doing, but it definitely does brighten the skin. It makes it look a lot fresher than it did before. I feel like my skin is in a very good state right now. I think it's kind of getting used to all the products I've been giving it. I've been giving it, you know, the same ones on a routine and trying to just build my skincare regime to where my skin is like, you know, all right, give me more of what you're giving me. So this is definitely going to be something I'm going to keep on adding in. All right, let's go into foundations now. I'm going to be boring because I brought one back that was basically, and I don't know why I didn't mention this in my 2019 favorites, but for the love of God, come on. It's the L'Oreal Fresh Wear. This is such an amazing drugstore foundation. It's an amazing foundation, period. And I have so many different foundations, higher end, drugstore, midway, you know, small independent, not independent, whatever you want to call them. This just tops them all. It is the perfect color, the perfect finish. It makes my skin look really healthy. It covers up all the imperfections. And I use the color 425, which I'm not really sure what that color is, but 425 really works for me. I don't know why I didn't include this in my 2019 favorites, because it definitely was something I used a heck of a lot in 2019, and I love it so much. So of course it came out again for 2020, and I probably will still be using it because it's just that good. Okay, moving on to some powders. I picked this up at Ulta, and it's part of this new, I guess, collection that Makeup Revolution is doing. This is called I Heart Revolution. This is their coconut scented baking powder. Now, I don't know what happened. The first few times I started using this, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Like, I love the feeling of it. I think it's very silky and smooth, and I like the scent of it because it has a light coconut scent to it, but not like a fake coconut scent, and it's just a really nice powder. But recently I have been using it, and when I use it under my eyes, I notice my under eyes look dry. So I stopped using it there, and now I just use it like on the certain points of my face, like on my forehead, the bridges of my nose, or like the sides of my nose, and then of course my chin area. I really love this powder, but I think in certain cases that maybe it's not meant to be under eyes, which then I returned back to my Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette, which I use the powder in there, and that's great for brightening my under eyes. But this is not. This is just great for, you know, getting all of the other oils out of your skin if you have that. I have combination skin. There are days that it doesn't even show up on me, and then there are days that it looks like a dry patch. I don't know why, but it's kind of in the meh. It's in the middle right now. I'm not really ditching it because I still really like it, but on the other end, I'm like, oh, it's not good for certain things. So we'll see how I feel about it next month. Okay, one that I do like, and I'm going to bite my tongue because I have talked about this company and not liking so many of their products in this line, but when something's good, something is good. And that is, there it is. I'm just gonna show you the packaging. It is the Physicians Formula. This is their butter highlighter in Pearl. Okay, I'm sold on it because I guess in a way, maybe as I'm getting older, I don't need a lot of highlighters now. I have so many of them, but I don't need a lot of them. And the ones that I do want, I want them to give me like a nice dewy looking glow. I don't want bling bling, and I don't want like that just strip that you see where basically when you turn your head you can tell that you've got some kind of a white cast or what have you, and I don't get that with this. I absolutely will say it's very like my Ofra, which I've been also using like religiously, but as far as drugstore goes, yeah, okay, I bought into the hype. It's amazing. It's so pretty. I am wearing it today. And now I'm like putting it above my eyebrow and underneath my eyes as well as the bridge of my nose and everywhere else. And I really love it. I'm still not a fan of the smell, but this one isn't as bad as its brother and sister, the bronzer and the blush. So yes, Physicians Formula, you've done something right in that capacity. So I am happy with that. Okay, let's talk about two, I guess you could call these, I've got such an annoying hair that will not leave my mouth. I guess you can call these like blush toppers or highlighters, or I don't know. But let's talk about this one first because it's newer. This is from Wet n Wild. This is their Hello Halo blush lighter. I love the fact that they called it like one thing instead of saying blush and highlighter. And this is in the color Flash Me. This is absolutely stunning, and I am wearing it today. This is what you see on my cheeks right now. It gives you such a pretty like glow, almost like from within. I'm loving the fact that it looks like you've got blush on, but it's not too much. And I know it's like a topper and it's got this like sheen over it, but I'm not usually a fan of toppers because you can tell that they're toppers. But with this, it just makes my skin look so healthy and just so pretty. And like I said, like you're getting that glow from within kind of a look. And this is absolutely stunning. I mean, you can use them together. You can use them separately. They'll both do you very well. And of course, you know, Wet n Wild is so inexpensive. And I'm just so glad that I picked this up on a whim. I just absolutely thought that, okay, I'll try it. But then I have the Milani, and I told you about this, I think last month. This is the color Harmony, and I got this at Marshall's. And again, this is the same principle as the Wet n Wild, almost the same colors. You can basically swirl it around or you can do it separately, but it has the same effect. And I've been using this. You can probably use this as a bronzer as well. I don't see why not. But I wanted to reference it again because yes, it is a favorite and it's very similar to the Wet n Wild, but obviously I would recommend more the Wet n Wild than the Milani, even though the Milani is just as good, but Wet n Wild really kicked it out of the park. Well, hit it out of the park, not kicked it. All right, moving on to these guys right here. Now, I'm such a cliche because I don't really do such a brow routine or go into as many steps as I see everybody else doing until I got this thing in BoxyCharm. And ever since then, I have ditched my Milk, which is like this now, my little Milk gel eyebrow thingamajig. It's like this now. And I've been trying to like sharpen every bit of it because it's so good. But I found something that's similar and maybe even better because there's other products that support it. And of course, again, I know cliche because it came in BoxyCharm, but hey, it was still hauled. And yes, I dropped something, but this is from BBB, Billion Dollar Brow. And this is their bestsellers kit. Now, not everything in this kit do I use. I'm only using the pencil, the highlight, and the gel. I don't feel the need to use the liner pencil, not liner pencil, the liner brush, hello. And then I stuck my Morphe pencil in here too, because that's another one I go back and forth with. But honestly, I really do dig these products right here. I didn't think I wanted to go through all of the steps, but when you do, it just makes more sense. The pencil on this is not exactly your fine point. It's not exactly your triangle point. It's kind of like a rounded oval. And then you've got your spoolie at the end to brush the product through. But I've been using different types of tips on how to get my brows to look a lot better. And the brow gel is amazing. It keeps every hair in place. My brows have been getting unruly because they're growing in, like at the tops. I'm noticing it look more like sheep's wool. I don't know what that's all about, but they are. And I really just like it. They're just precise. They look better. They're not so, I mean, yes, they're drawn in, but they're not like harshly drawn in like I've done to myself before. And looking back, I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? So yes, definitely enjoyed that. Here's another little pencil that I'm very like perplexed by, but I ended up loving this, and it is by Pixi. This is the Endless Shade Stick. And for something so simple, I really did enjoy this. So unfortunately, it looks like this because I crushed it with the cap, but it is a eyeshadow stick, but I use this as a primer before I use any other colors on my eyes. Now, of course, it does have a color. I think it's like a taupe color. It doesn't say, but I really love the way my eyes look when I put this on. Like, it smooths it over. It kind of gives you a nice little canvas, a little bit of color, and then you can put your eyeshadows on top of this. And I don't know, for me, it just gives it a little bit more depth or dimension, even though, like, I'm not a makeup artist, so what do I know about depth and dimension on my eyes? It just looks better. I don't know. Anyway, but it's something I also use, like, if I want a quick eye look when I have to go to work and I'm not in the mood to do the whole, like, 5 steps that I do with my shadows. I just throw this on, throw another neutral color, some mascara, and I'm out the door. So it is great for that. And this I did also receive at Ipsy Live. Okay, let's see. The next few products. Oh, I have one lip product. Well, you can call this a multi-lip product because it is from Urban Decay. And I did get this at my Marshall's haul. And it is their Urban Decay lip kit, which I'm not usually a big fan of lip kits. I have a couple of them from high-end companies. I have one from Smashbox, but I am wearing the purple one today. That's this one. That's this color right here. Yes, I do have a couple of other things over it to achieve this particular color, but I love the formula on this. I love this color especially, which is Back Talk. I think they're all just really great colors. They're the right colors for me. Like, in transitioning between winter and spring, you don't want to go too light, you don't want to go too dark. So these are perfect because they just give me exactly what I want. I want that, like, pronounced look, but not so harsh. And I was very, very happy with the fact that I got this for like $3 at Marshall's, and it's working out for me. So very good, Urban Decay. Now, don't know why I didn't hear too much about the Vice line with the lip kit. I know the Vice line with the lipsticks themselves, people either loved them or hated them, but this one worked out for me very, very well. All right, let's get into these guys, these babies, and that would be palettes. So here's the thing. I haven't really been very honest with you guys because I have been getting in some stuff that I haven't been completely hauling, but I have been using. So let's get the elephant out of the room with this one right here. Okay, it is the Tati Beauty, and this is her her pressed powder palette. This is the metallic sequin matte. Okay, let's get it out of the way. I don't know what category to put this one in. It is beautiful, do not get me wrong. The packaging is amazing on this. I mean, you guys have probably seen this 1,000 times everywhere. The second that I got this in, like, I just touched this one right here, which is the glitter. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is a work in progress for me. I think for me, I'm overwhelmed at the fact of how really gorgeous this palette is, but I have been using it and I have liked what my eye looks have looked like. And I intend to just wear it on my channel so there's proof that I'm actually using it. I mean, you can see I've been using it, but I want to leave it in that middle of the road right now. I don't want to say it's a complete favorite, or of course it's not a fail because it's gorgeous. It's Tati. The formula on this is amazing. It's overwhelming right now. And maybe that's because I haven't been really using such higher quality palettes. Like, I'm used to like using ColourPop or Milani, which both you will see very soon, or Morphe. I said Morphe and I started coughing. Okay, so with that being said, the favorite I do have for this month comes in the form of Milani again. This is the Milani Pure Passion eyeshadow palette, and I gotta tell you guys, wow. I said that this was comparable to Tarte. I think this is better than the Tarte palette that I compared it to when I first brought this on my channel. It just has every color in there that is just so right for me. The neutrals, the shimmers, everything about it. I love the eye looks I get out of this. The fact that I got this once again at Marshall's, and I got it for 1/3 of the price that it normally goes for, which is amazing. The only thing I don't like is this dirty packaging, but you can overlook those things because that's how you know that products are well loved, is when they've got the little fingerprints all over them. But other than that, I have been absolutely loving that. And sliding in here almost at the last minute of January is ColourPop. and it's this one right here. I knew it. I had a feeling when I purchased this that I was going to love it. I heard a lot of people talk about it, at the end of 2019. And when I got this, I just knew that I was going to love it. And I haven't stopped using it since. So it's been about 2 weeks, but I haven't stopped using it. And of course, I'm wearing it on my eyes today. This is not ColourPop. This is just something I threw on, but I really love the ease of this palette. I don't know what it is. There are just some neutral palettes that bore me to death. And then I look at this and I'm like, wow, this is so different. Maybe it's the different inversions of how they made the shades instead of it looking like your typical neutral palette. But the fact that they throw in like these creamy shades of like beautiful, beautiful shimmers or metallics, whatever you want to call them, like you can just throw that, on your lid and you can go out the door. I just absolutely love this. I think ColourPop is probably now my new Morphe. I know. But as much as I love Morphe stuff, and you'll see some things that I wasn't so happy with. All right, let's move on to this. Okay, I have been not a fan of this line for many years because let's put it out there. The ingredients in this line's original stuff is just shit for your hair. It absolutely is. But then they came out with this particular line, and I don't know why they're clearancing them out and they're moving on with this, because I think it's the best thing that ever happened to Pantene. Okay, this is their Pro V blends, and this is a very strange combination, but I'm going to go into why I like it. First and foremost, the way I found this particular collection was the Rose collection, the Rose Milk or whatever it was, and I had the conditioner, which I used up and absolutely adored it. Then I went to Target looking for the shampoo version, which of course it was gone because Target is now clearancing out this entire line. So I picked up the charcoal. And now that may sound intimidating to you, but honestly, it is probably one of the best drugstore shampoos I have used in a long, long time. I'm very shocked because it's Pantene. And Pantene is known for putting all sorts of crap in their products. But this one is really, really good. It's not an overly lathering, but it is a lathering shampoo. It just feels like you're doing something with it. It does clean very nicely. I used this once this week and I've yet to wash my hair. So it still looks good. And then also with that, I have the micellar conditioner, which I use with this. I don't know how that combination somehow worked, but it does. They both smelled similar. For two things that are in two separate lines, they both smell similar. But nice, not like anything medicinal or like Biore-ish for the charcoal, because you kind of think your hair is going to start smelling like, pre-barbecue. But it doesn't. It works really nicely. I love what it does for my hair. There are days that I cannot get my hair to be, straight and smooth the way I like it. But for some reason, these two and these other products I'm going to show you also have been so amazing for my hair that I can't stop talking about them. Let's start with this one right here from Dry Bar, which I think we got in a BoxyCharm. This is the Prime and Prep Detangler. Amazing, amazing product. I love this when I am just combing out my hair pre-blow drying, because what I will do is use my balm, my IGK balm, and then I will spray this and I will comb it through, and then I will blow dry my hair. And if I choose to leave it alone, it looks good. Or if I choose to flat iron it, it looks just as good as well. And then I come in with this baby, which, oh my gosh. Okay. So again, another one I fell for the hype for. This is the Good Behavior Spirulina Protein Smoothing Spray, which I don't remember who it was, but I know they said when you spray this to, finally put it through after you've flat iron your hair, like your hair is just, you can just, run your fingers through it and there's no issues. Like usually I will get a little bit of like tangling, or it won't feel as smooth, or it won't feel as easy to just, you know, put my hands through my hair. This stuff is absolutely incredible. I have loved it. I got it off of Mercari, which to me, again, I know that it's like normally about 20 something dollars. I think I paid like 14 for it. So worth it. Love it. It does wonders for my hair. Okay, so we are now at the point where we're going to talk about the fails, and I'm going to try and be as diplomatic as I possibly can, as I'm going to pick up one off the floor. When I start talking about certain products that I used, I tried, and they sort of just disappointed me. Okay, so I'm going to take a deep breath before I show you the first one, because I'm going to rename this the Heartbreaker. Yep, it is. It's Jeffree Star. It is Jeffree Star's Mini Breaker. And hear me out, because I know. All right, first off, the colors in this. Listen, I know that it's not the right time to try on the oranges or the purple. Well, the purples, yes, but the bright pink or what have you. But I did try to incorporate this with another Jeffree Star palette. So with that being said, I had a little bit of an issue with the workability of this palette. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's Jeffree Star. The pigmentation is there. The formula is there. It is just that when it gets on my eyes, it just gets to be this mess. This big, big mess. And I hate saying this, because I've had Jeffree Star's palettes before, and I've been very impressed with it. No, I don't have like the blood sugar, the blue blood, but I do have androgyny, and I do have the conspiracy palette, which I'm not saying anything about right now. But this one, I really thought, okay, I'm going to try and incorporate, you know, the more bolder colors, because I do like the bolder colors. I just can't get a grasp on how to work it on my eyes. Once it goes on my eyes, it just doesn't look well. But I don't want to say it's a complete fail, but I tried. I really did try. Okay, moving on. I know this is gonna sound like I've set this up. It's really not. Okay, and in the defense of both of these gurus, I use these separately. I talked about maybe doing a video, but I really just don't want to get into the dramatics or the politics of gurus and their makeup. So here it is. It is Manny MUA's Morphe palette. I've used this a ton of times. I've used this to go to work with, because it's a good, you know, it's a good palette. It has everything there as far as what I need. When it comes down to working it on my face, yeah, no. It is just not as good as I expect Morphe to be. The palette itself, like these highlighters, which I don't really see a point for, a necessity for. It's just there to be what? Just highlighters, because they kind of just dissipate and go nowhere. The colors are gorgeous. The mattes are gorgeous. The problem is they do not stay on. They do not stay on your eyes. They kind of just fade away. Trying to make a look with this. I've done it a few times. You know, like I said, I've used this for work. And I don't want to say this, because I'm trying to be fair. I love Morphe, and it's no slight to Manny MUA, honestly. I mean, okay, maybe it is. But anyway, the fact of the matter is it's not that good of a palette. I've had so many different Morphe collaborations and non-collaborations that are so much better than this. And the real indication is when I see things go on clearance, and that's how I got this to begin with. So I can't really say that I put too much of an investment in Manny MUA's palette, but it did not live up to Morphe's standards as far as what they do for shadows. So that was a definite fail this month. Okay. And the last thing is a foundation. I was hoping and praying and wanting this to work so much for me, but it just didn't. And I feel bad, because I just got this. And this is the Milani Screen Queen. The color is in number 240, Warm Vanilla. And it's not the color that doesn't work. It is the finish on this. You know, I don't know. I tried this with oils. I tried this without. I don't usually like to put primers, but I did use like some dewier primers just to not make it look as dry as my skin ended up looking with this. And I'm trying to see, it says natural finish foundation, but if that's the naturalness that this brings out, because on my face it looks like crepe paper. I'm so disappointed because I know Milani has done their Conceal and Perfect, which is a great one. I still have that one. And I really wanted to like this because it kind of reminded me of the Flower Beauty one, the packaging and, you know, what it says it's going to do. But unfortunately, this just was not a good one for me whatsoever. And it ended up in that fail category. So that is it, you guys. That's everything from my recently hauled favorites and fails and my meh. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. You know, there's a lot of diversity in products and who they work for, who they don't work for. And we all have, you know, different opinions on things. So let's keep it nice, keep it nice. And that will be it for me today. I will see you guys in my next video.